is a way to distract them. So currently, this is what I have. So let's see. I think this guy is kind of stuck in it. He is talking to me. So let me show you. Whoops. Kind of entered this chat there. Uh, so he's kind of like distracted by that sound. So and now you can like he goes to certain places, and he can travel like up. Let's see if I throw it up there. I'm not sure if you can hear that far. Oh, thank you, dude. Thank you. So, oh yeah, I guess yeah, I think I've said his hearing to be pretty pretty impressive, so to speak. Kind of encompassing the entire level. So of course not realistic, but just for testing. So part of what I'm trying to do um, is kind of getting everything working as far as these NPCs that can assign you tasks. So, for example, I have this little cone here. I can do it on this guy. Um, well, I mean, I don't really want to make a horror game, so I, I haven't really, I never really liked horror games. So it's kind of, I've always liked the kind of adventure type games and discovery, kind of. So, I mean, that's not to say that a horror game might not be in the future, but the current scenario that I have thought of for this project uh, is not horror. So, um, yeah. And that's the thing. Everybody and their mom seems to be making a horror game. Not to kind of bash the people making horror games, but there's the market is already filled with a ton of horror games. So it's kind of that. So yeah, one of the things that I'm trying to do right now is actually whenever the player enter this kind of end state, not state, but end node here, I want the player to get a quest assigned to him. So well, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I still work by myself. I actually have somebody that's helping me out um, with a few, with sounds, and it's kind of more like sound effects for like like mechanical stuff and like the elevator and the bunker and but yeah, I mean, so I switched to Unreal about in June, last June. So this June is going to be a year since I'm actually working on this project. So what you see here is kind of a considering the learning curve and all that. Yeah, but I'm really happy with how it progresses. I think I got everything in place. I just have to like build on it now. So hey, Vertex Selection, how's it going? Welcome. Um, so yeah, I think what I'm going to try and do and see if I can figure out what's going on with this because this one should be actually working. I'm not sure why. Yeah, I mean, CryEngine was definitely a really good learning experience for me. I think um, it's, I mean, um, yeah, I would have to say that it was very useful. Oh, I guess I didn't have a quest name here, so. Oh, I mean, so one of the things that stayed with me is Blender, because I'm never gonna abandon that, like I think I was talking at some point of If I wouldn't be able to import stuff from Blender into CryEngine, I would abandon CryEngine way ahead of Blender. So, um, but yeah, I mean, um, kind of working with CryEngine now, I really appreciate what Unreal has for ease of use and documentation, and also um, I mean, with CryEngine, I think it was good that it would kind of help me into figuring out solutions to problems. So I think that translated to Unreal as well. So it wasn't all time all wasted. So it was a good experience, I would say. Okay, so I need to assign a quest name, and actually quest name. Yeah, let's see. Where was my quests at? But yeah, now, kind of with Unreal, being able to see all the progress and actually stuff coming together, and hopefully in about a couple of months, I would say I would I would put out a small demo of this area I've been working on, and it's not going to be extremely long. Maybe there's going to be some stuff to do. So that's really exciting, because I have the main menu in place. Though there's not a lot of functionality to it, but so main menus in place. All the interactions are almost in place. Now I'm going to add these dialogues and the AI. So the AI is, if I was to just do pure NPCs that just kind of you interact with and they tell you to do something, that's done. I just need to create the dialogues. Oh, thank you, thank you. And but I also want to have, and I'm trying to figure out how to implement like a couple of the enemies, um, just to kind of relate to the story behind the demo, or kind of just it so they're not just there and one of the missions is to take that guy out, So I'm trying to figure that one out. But yeah, I mean, um, so as I was saying, let me try and see if I can get this. Let's see. I think I have it as a data table. So quests. So there's my quest, and one of them is find water. So actually, or find key. I think this one's the one that I'm gonna be uh, getting the guy to do. So I'm actually thinking of doing it a different way. So this is actually a pretty cool plugin. I'm not sure if it's for free anymore. It was for free on the marketplace a month ago. So I'm thinking I'm actually gonna get this to be a quest, and actually just add that as a quest instead of going through this. Um, so let me try that real quick. So this will be quest. I think it might be confusing me with, if you're referring to CryEngine, there's somebody else that's doing something with dragons, I believe. I think Jonathan Quinn is his name. At least I think I know him from the CryEngine group. So I think maybe that's who you're thinking about. Okay, so now we should have a quest here that we can like actually feed a specific quest. So this one's with the key, so let's do, oops, not that one, but quests and find key. Okay, so, oh, yeah, I'm not sure then. Hey, Lausch, what's up, brother? I'm doing all right. I'm trying to do some quests. So um, let's see. Okay, there we go. So we have the quest assigned, and now um, it's actually not completed. So I've set up this little box here. So whenever you actually grab something or whenever you complete it, you'd be able to. Let's see. You don't have this quest yet. Oh, dude, I've worked at it really hard. So okay, so the quest to complete is actually I've set it up so the quest to complete is let's see quests, and the quest to complete is find key, um, and it would have to be the active quest, and then I think this is how I remember setting this up. And I hate it when I do a break in between stuff. And then this one would be quests and find key, and it's going to be active and completed. So let's see if this does it. So currently no quests. Start the dialogue. Blah 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 blah. Sure, I'll try my best. And the quest is false. So let's see if this is. Alright, so find key is now should be completed. Find key has been completed, so then why is it still showing as false? Let's take a look at this. Um, boom, boom. Um, yeah, I've actually. Well, sorry. Yeah, I mean, this is uh, still kind of prototype stuff right now, so um, I'm sorry if I'm rushing through some of this stuff. Uh, um, but I was trying to figure out if um, so that's the current quest, and the new quest should be my find key. Hmm. But yeah, I've definitely started like I think speed running some of these things. So um, yeah, definitely. I mean, some of them, especially the things that I've been working on, I can like find find the if I get something that's broken, is like, oh, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, no, I mean that's one of the things that, and don't you worry, I still have some spaghetti and some pasta bolognese in there. So yeah, I do have a couple of like I don't want to show you my. Well, actually, this one's not that bad, but there's some sections in the base character that have some spaghetti. Definitely, it's missing some sauce, but it definitely has some spaghetti in there. So let's see, where was I in this here? So updating quest, and so if the row name are equal, then we're setting it to the new thing. Let's actually trigger a breakpoint on that thing right there. And I'm actually gonna start by adding that quest to the player so it has it from the beginning. So we can at least test that box. So let's see if I set that to active. Um, so that way I don't have to go through the cone NPC. So let's try that out and see what we get. So currently we have that, and it's not completed. And let's see, this thing got triggered. Oh, and by the way, if the music is too loud, or I don't know if you guys can hear it, but if it is, do let me know. So we're setting that array element to the quest new, and oh man, I don't know if I can. I think I went a little too far with this. Hmm, that's a bummer. Hmm. So completed is false. Oh, I'm actually wondering if I think I have these flipped. Let me try that. Man, naming conventions. Yeah, there we go. I had those flipped. I think I have a so this would be like the in my mind was like the current quest the way I thought of it, and then uh, this would be what the so this guy is actually looking for in my quest list for this, and if he finds it and if it's active. Actually, I mean, I'm probably going to need to work on this because it doesn't necessarily need to be active. So let's see, what did Vertex put on here? Holy bananas. Yeah, yeah, I'll show you what that is. Damn. I think there's like a, my entire code can go into that from my project. Okay, so let's see. Actually, I think now I can remove that from my character. So I can remove the oh, Blueprint from Hell. I think I remember I heard about that one. I mean, it's definitely you thinking of a horror game. You can like make a horror game of these blueprints, kind of just ballooning like that. Okay, so let's see. Um, I'm probably going to need to add something to this so that it checks for completion. Okay, so let's get the quest assigned. So we have the quest, and it is false for completed. And what the heck? It didn't go back into my game mode. But let's. Oh, I forgot about the breakpoint. Alright, so let's complete the quest, and that is completed. So now I'm just gonna need to add. So this being the second time you interact with the character that gave you the quest, I'm gonna need to. Um, so once you have it completed, currently it's just on. It just exits the dialog for this event. So what I need to do is actually check to see if the quest, excuse me, if the quest has been completed, and actually, so once you say, yeah, I have, it should. I think this one is going to have to check on quest completion. So I think I have that as a condition, maybe. So check for existence. I think that's just check for existence. So let's take a look at some of these conditions that I've created. And they should be, where the heck did I put them? Alright, so check for quest. I believe this is just a check to see. Oh no, it's actually if it's completed, so that's awesome, cool. So we can try that out. Um, so if we find it, then we check to see if it's completed, and if it is, then hopefully this is going to return true. So let's see how it works. And so this one is going to be, so I can remove probably the exit event, and then this one's going to be check for quest. That's the one that we just looked at, right? So check for quest, and what is this looking for? Is quest completed? And I think at this point I can, let's see, are we checking for the quest name or the actual quest? Oh cool, I think I done away with that quest name because it wasn't really used, so let's add that in. So I think this is find key. Oh, actually, sorry, that doesn't go there. Lash, did you actually go through it to see what it does? That is commitment. Alright, so I think this is at least completed is what we'd look at. So it did make sense, right? I mean, it was actually doing something. Yeah. Okay, so let's see, I've added the condition, and I'm going to add an NPC answer, and this is going to be, so yeah, great, you downstairs. Okay, and so if you didn't, then maybe you should go back and do it. Alright, and so this one, I'm thinking maybe this is going to be an NPC answer. Cool. And the event is going to be exit. Yeah, I think this is not, I'm not sure what this is. Jesus. I think, well, you know what? I think that stuff is actually, it might be just some random generated stuff. Like somebody was like, I'm gonna have some fun with these people at the Blueprints from Hell. No way, is it really? Holy shit. I mean, sorry, language. But yeah, that's yikes. That's next level. Yeah, I haven't played the Division. I guess I need to like take a look at some videos and see. It still sucks. Well, that's really horrible in that case. If it still sucks. All right, so let's see. I've got the key, that key assigned to me, and then find key has been completed. And it's you again. Have you completed what I've asked for? I have. Great. See you downstairs. Cool. Okay, nice. So that seems to have worked. Um, so let's try without completion and see if that one goes into the other. Um, So let's get the quest, and on the second time coming back to this guy, have you completed what I asked for? I have. Actually it goes into that one too, so what the heck? Oh, actually, this is not where the condition should be on. It should be on this guy here, so let's delete it from here. So, yeah, if this one is this one fails, then it defaults to this one. So, oh, not on condition, but actually, yeah, on condition. So, check for quest, and this is gonna quest completed, and from the quest, and find key, and if it's completed, let's try this out. So, I don't know. Okay, so we got the quest. Come back. What the heck? Let's see, what's wrong with that? Check for quest completion. So, quest has not been completed. Oh, I'm wondering if I'm not returning. So if it's false, then let's return empty or false. So let's see if what gets triggered out of those two. Alright, so there you go. Yep, sure. I need to make that discussion a little shorter. I see you again. I have. Okay, so it's returning true. Oh, take a look at something here. So if quest is completed, meaning that's true. So it's currently false. So this should actually go to false. I'm not sure why it goes to true. It's kind of interesting. Alright, so so why is I think I might know why. Because it's not checking the quest itself. It's actually checking the quest that I'm having it check. So it's checking itself, I guess. Let's see. Da, 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 da. Yeah, a double check on itself. But yeah, basically, um, I'm seeing that okay, I'm finding the quest, which is all fine and dandy, but I'm checking is quest completed to quest, which is already completed. So um, yeah, it's gonna return true. So I need to actually get the quest from the player. So can't remember. I think I might have find. Didn't I implement this already? Oh, maybe I didn't. Bummer. So let's see. Um, I can't remember if, oh, it's actually getting the index, which is great, awesome. Okay, so if that's true, then I can actually um, get a copy, so I can actually get this, and so it should return a quest, and let's try it here. So let's see what this does. Alright, bam, getting the quest assigned to me, there it is, and it's false for completed. So let's go ahead and let's see what happens next. I have, okay, great, so now it returns false, so let's see if I go into the other, maybe you should go back and do it. Well, that's kind of a piss poor attitude. I'm talking to somebody that's trying to help you, Mr. Cone, out. So now, actually, I don't think I have this set up to, I'm wondering how to again. I have, and so why does it return false? So now, even with the quest completed being true, I still got a false out of this. So, interesting, interesting. So quest completed, reading true. And I believe I don't even need the completed part there. So let's see, what are we missing? So it does find it, and then I can use the thing to get it. This is one of those streams that probably a lot of people kind of, oh, what is this guy doing? He's like trying to troubleshoot his game. So sorry about that, guys. Alright, so completed is false. So now completed is true. So continue. And it still returns false. So this is interesting because it's actually checking. So quest completed is true. And this one's returning false. So what the heck? Yeah, I guess these ones, I'm wondering why, anyways. So completed is false, which is interesting because it shows it as okay, so it did find it. Though it doesn't show anything as a quest. That's interesting. Hmm. So let's go and add quest back in, so I don't have to go through all that discussion. Find key. Okay. So yeah, you need to find a key. Oh wow, yeah. I have to say, I haven't rage quit uh, so far, but I was getting close a couple of times. So yeah, I definitely had moments about that. Um, so this one actually maybe should, let's actually do this. So I'll remove this link for now. Um, so I'm not going into this branch of the tree. Always remember to save, kids. So it's you again. Have you completed a task we're not going to ask for? And it's returning false. Hmm. Oh, this is pretty interesting. So I'm actually getting um, why would I be getting that -1 into this? Current value is -1. Why would that be -1? I mean, because it would fail. It would not return true. Hmm. That's kind of interesting. Hey, notte buona. Yeah, hey, Lash, notte buona, dude. Yeah, have a good night and or good morning, I think is for you right now. So, or actually, no, it's well, yeah, kind of close to good morning. So, all right, take care, dude. Yeah, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, that's why I said good morning. Hmm. Oh yeah, good morning vertex then. Alright, so what's going on with this? Why would it like so it finds it, but then oh, I'm wondering if uh so there's something about this that like I think this is like kind of an iterator over the array. But here I'm getting like the first value into this. So I'm starting to think that this might actually work better with a for loop to actually go over each one of the items, and at least at that point we know that we're on that index. So let's see if we can do that. I'll try and do that for each loop. I think I can do it with a break. Here comes the spaghetti. Alright, so the little body, um, I'm actually going to, let's see, um, so we have the array element, and oh, and you can't really compare structs, that's another thing. So we can break as quest, and this is so weird. I'm actually wondering if, oh, I'm thinking about something else. Let's see. So this would get executed, and if it's true, then what we could do is let's take a quick local variable. So set this to index of found of doubts found. This would be an integer. And what about if we set this on true to whichever this value was, and at that point, maybe we can plug this into here. Maybe this could be set to a -1 from the get-go. So if this is greater than 0, greater or equal to 0, let's see if at least it can find it. Then we can use it down here. So let's see what kind of mess this creates. Let's see, do we want to put a, actually I'm going to remove this one, and let's see, where do we want to place it? Let's place it here where we're actually setting it, so let's see what we get. I compile, save everything, and we have the quest. It's not completed, and let's see what's going on. So continue, yes I have, which I'm lying through my teeth. And now let's see, it's set to -1. Why the heck is it set to -1? And I'm still trying to get the -1 value, which is going to fail over here, at least it should. Yep, so it failed there. So I'm really starting to think that the best route, the better route might be to do it via the for each loop. So let's give this a quick try. Let's move some of this stuff down a little bit. This can stay. Okay, so we're getting our set of quests that we currently have, and we're looking over them, but we need to be able to compare this one, whatever we feed in, with whatever we have currently for the array element. So let's see, let's go about the same thing, and I actually think that I was actually looking at this a little bit earlier into one of my functions. I can't remember which one it was. Oh, where was that? Because I was like really breaking them. Oh, there we go. So we were actually checking in this PP player quest component where we updating a quest. So yeah, I was doing it here as well. So I think so what we need to check for is like if the row name would be the same and the completed. Okay, I think this could work. So let's try this out. So I'm just gonna drag this over here and do it here. So let me disconnect some of this stuff because there's kind of just gets a little too busy. So we have our quest, and then this one, let's break this struct as well, and then we need to break the data row, table row handle, and then break data table row handle. So first of all, we need to compare is the row name. So if this one equals to this one, and the other would be what we need to check is, so we're looking at the same quest. And then so actually I think if this is complete, I think this should be good like there. So break, oh actually branch. So branch, oh come on, I didn't type in C. branch, and so if this is equal, then we found our item. So at that point, we can actually set this index found, and I don't want to get it, I want to set it. So I think it's alt, there we go. So if it's true, then we set it to this array index. So let's run this, I'll run this real quick and at least see if I find if that thing is different. And since it's actually pretty simple, um, let's jump straight into this branch here. And now we have the quest, and we're trying to get that index and to see if the quest is completed. So let's give that a try. Okay, so currently we have the quest, it's false. So let's see what happens. So we're going up to this guy, and I have, and it's actually returning, I think it's returning the right thing. It's returning false because it hasn't been completed. So let's resume. So you will try again. So let's try and go ahead and complete the quest. Okay, so it has been completed and it's true. So let's see if now if it's I have, and now actually that worked out. So it's returning true because we completed it. And resume. Great, see you downstairs. Awesome. Oh, I'm pretty happy now. Alright, so I can remove these breakpoints. So yeah, I guess the find was not such a, I guess it's only good to find it and not really get the thing out of it. So one thing that I wanted to do is, besides deleting that, is, you know, breaking out of the loop. Hey, Colonel, what's going on? Alright, so I think what I want to do is actually, when this one completes, I want to do a sequence so I can break out of that loop. I mean, it's not gonna matter that much, but just kind of I think it would be a good practice to do. So on step 1, we do set the index and continue on, and then step 2 would be to oh hey, what model are you working on, or like what are you creating? Oh wow, that's, yeah, that's big. That's big. How's it looking so far? Okay, so let's run this. Let's run through this real quick. No quests. Is it? I mean, is it for a project or is it just for like portfolio work? Oh, sweet. Okay, so yeah, now I've added the the thing back in, so it actually assigns you the quest. So now you go up to this cone. Hey, Mr. Cone, what's happening? I don't know. I'm in a plane crash. Continue. So can you help me? You need to do something for us first. You need to find a key. Sure, I'll try my best. Alright, so we get the quest assigned. It's not completed. So now let's go and complete it, and that has been completed. And actually I should add something underneath here that also says if it's been completed or not. So that should be pretty easy to do. So we can do that before I'm gonna head off to bed. Alright, so we interact with Mr. Cone again, and have you completed this? Great, awesome. Thank you. Alright, so let's take a look at some HUD stuff. Content browser. Alright, so HUD. And this one is the quest list, I believe. I have quest list, quest details, and quest title. So I believe quest details. Oh yeah, there we go. So it's in quest details. Alright, so the text block is oh yeah, we were speaking about spaghetti. What's TD? Oh, textile density. Okay, yeah, that makes sense then. You're not really talking to a professional if you couldn't tell. Yeah, textile density, that's fun. All right, so let's see about setting quest details. So we have the text, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and oh yeah, I would love to see it if you care to share it. So let's see. Maybe I should just add another. So we have the text block. So I'm just going to add another text block in here for the completed to say completed or not completed. So let's see. Maybe add one of these guys. Text, text, text. Right here. All right. So where did you go? Oh, it's all the way there. What did I do for this guy? Oh, I just set it centered. Okay, so it's there. It's kind of large. So let's make this maybe 12. And I want to offset it a little bit. Alright, so there it goes. And this is going to be completed. Completed. Alright, so we'll set that to a variable. And in our graph, where we set the quest details, we already get the quest. So let's see, maybe we can break this and then completed. And what we want to do is set the text for this guy as well. So and set text. And I actually want to set it to something specific depending on this. So branch out of that. So if this is true, oh yeah, I mean, my pleasure. Oh wow, yeah, this is coming together nicely. Yeah, that's definitely a lot of work to start from scratch. Um, can I just show something real quick? This is I'm loving this one. This is really cool. Um, so yeah, um, yeah, you've got a lot of detail going into here. What did you use for modeling software? Hey, awesome. Yeah, I mean, Blender user here too, so uh, Blender forever. So I think the only thing that I would suggest maybe, especially on these models that you can like get up close, is add a bevel. Um I think the bevel will definitely help. So it's not like looking uh, kind of so like the edge doesn't strike you as much. Um, so for that, I've been using hard ops. I'm not sure if you got hard ops, but that's a really good. I mean, I can't recommend it enough. Um oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I didn't zoom in, so my bad. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, awesome work. I mean, I can't wait to see it finished. I'm definitely liking the how the building turned out. You know, kind of like the progress to it, and you know, with all the awnings. I think once the textures are in, uh, it's definitely gonna come together. Oh, what? Mm. Oh, that's really cool, Vertex. Is this Marvelous Designer? That looks pretty. I like that. It kind of reminds me of well, I mean, not a lot, but it reminds me of Blood Rain a little bit. Um, at least, you know, kind of this part here, you know, like the cleavage opening. But yeah, I think that's where after that everything is like completely different. So never mind. It was just kind of the first thing that kind of popped in mind. So why isn't that thing showing up? Yeah, I've tried. I think I've tried Marvelous Designer at one point, and I do remember enjoying it. I've done a trial of it, and I thought it was really cool. It was a little bit out of my price range, and you know, for what I needed, Blender was doing well enough with close cloth simulation, and I'm not doing anything fancy with cloth, so uh, I mean, I think I wish to be doing more with cloth, but I haven't done it. I mean, I think the only cloth that I have in my game is like pillows and blankets and stuff, that just goes on stuff. Not a whole lot of clothing. So why isn't this setting to the text to something? Um, oh, now I'm actually thinking that maybe I should go back and hey, let me try and say your name. Bobudub, Bobudub, Bobudub. Um, well, I've actually, there's no particular reason, honestly. Um, I think um, so years ago when I started trying to make a video game, I actually started with Unity, and I really liked it, and I think it's really powerful. But then back then I was kind of looking at, oh, how do things look? And CryEngine was the better renderer out of those three. So I went with CryEngine, stuck with it for quite a few years, and recently I went because all the people that I know use Unreal, so I use them as resources, which is great for me, that they're really helpful. So basically, I think that's one of the reasons, and just seeing that is so heavily used for like really nice looking games. I mean, with Unity, um, you don't, well, at least until now, you haven't really seen any video game outside of mobile. So, and with Unreal, um, I've seen how easy it is to do like animations and UI and blueprints and the marketplace it's so vast, and I mean Unity's marketplace is really well put together as well. But I just kind of liked also the secure. I'm sure the Unity is doing very well financially as well. But Epic, it's got like Fortnite, and it's got so many users, and you know, like PUBG or PUBG or whatever that thing is named. They're probably a big contributor because I think they use Unreal, and 5% out of all the money that they make, which is probably a lot, is going to Epic. So there's also that financial stability. So yeah, I mean overall, I wouldn't say there was anything in particular that I went with Unreal over Unity. Um, yeah, so hopefully that gives you an idea of my reason. Hopefully it helps a little bit. But yeah, having visual scripting to the way blueprints are set up is a huge help. Like things are go so much quicker, at least for me. Um, when I don't have like I think you think your brain works a little easier when you place things, even because on a programming level it would be the same thing if you do it in code. I mean, people say that, oh, I use blueprints because I don't know how to program. Well, I mean, you're actually, if you're using blueprints, you're programming. It's just visual programming, I guess. So that's how I see it. But having this system is really really powerful. So I think that was a big draw for me, and just seeing how my friends were doing with Unreal, and so yeah. So I mean, if you have any other questions, let me know. Um, Yeah, I think the one thing that I wanted to do for tonight is actually try and get that completed for the quests to show up. So quest list. So that's the quest list, and this one should create a list of quests. Oh, and speaking about spaghetti, there's some spaghetti right there, a little bit of it. So we have the title, and that's a quest title, budget, and then the quest details. So quest details, but why isn't it? So we're setting the quest details with the quest. Well, you know what? So that's the weird thing about it. It's like uh, I am the same way. Like I prefer doing this instead of playing a video game. I mean, I've only played the video games that I really wanted to play. So I think the only stuff that I'm looking for in coming out, I'm not sure if it's coming out this year, is that new Dying Light game and the next Doom game, Eternal, I think is what it is, and whatever Wolfenstein game is coming out. So uh, and no multiplayer games. Like I don't play any multiplayer games because I think they're boring. So, or I mean, I can play once or twice and that's it. Um, and sometimes I get friends is like, hey, you know, we should play this, and it's like, I don't really like it. So, uh, oh, Cyberpunk, I forgot about that one. Yeah, I think I might be. You know, it's kind of like one of those games that just like the Division, I think it's kind of in line as far as the gameplay aspect of it. I think it's in line with the Division, and I never really got into those games to be honest with you. So um, I'm kind of more of a linear gameplay kind of person. Um, I think the one game that wasn't so linear and I liked was Fallout. You know, because you know, you got all the subquests and all that. Um, but yeah, with all the other ones, you know, they're pretty much you know going from point A to point B. I mean, Cyberpunk is going to be big. I think it, it's gonna it's gonna be pretty awesome. So if I'm calling this function, why the heck is it not triggering? There it is. Okay, so then. Well, why doesn't it set to text? I mean, it definitely shows, but I think I've only seen like one gameplay video out of that whole stuff, you know. So um, so hopefully they have something going on, or they're gonna show more. I hope. Excuse me. Oh, so that one was actually showing something there. Hey, thank you, Colonel. Um, so, where was I doing? Oh man, my brain's turning too much. Okay, so we were trying to get this stuff to show up, and it is getting triggered, but why isn't it? why do I have the quest checkbox? Why do I need to set it to visibility? Let me see if I skip over that. Oh, what the heck? Still is being called. This is so weird. Why wouldn't it complete a text? Huh. Oh, I'm wondering if the issue has something to do with the scroll box. Huh. So this is actually where the list of quests, or actually the list of quest details, is getting put into. So I'm wondering if that might be. Let's see if I move this up a little bit, try to overlap it, and see if it's if that's gonna show. Yeah, there it is. So there's the text box. So there is something about that. That's kind of. Let's see if we bring this down a little bit. Canvas panel. I've always hated this thing with the canvas panel. Having such a hard time understanding it. Hmm. So what is it about it that let's see if we expand it this way. Oh, there we go. That's better. Though I'm not entirely sure why I wouldn't, like, I'm wondering if I never set it to properly wrap. Okay, so let's reconnect this. And hopefully now not completed, which is true because I haven't completed it. And now it should be completed. Okay, that's great. It's completed. And when I interact with this guy, so actually I think this should, um, though you wouldn't have actually, so you wouldn't have the quest. I mean, I've just kind of hard coded it into a hard added it into it. So, um, oh yeah, totally. So let's see, compile. So currently, for Unreal, I'm using the advanced locomotion system character. So um, I have a couple of, actually I have some extra cameras in here because um, I actually have a mini game. So one of the reasons, one of these cameras is used to transition to it when you're in, like, say, a mini game, which in my case is a one of those Flappy Birds kind of games. So I can show you what I mean. Let's see. Hopefully that is still interactable. Arcade, is that what I named it? Um, Interactive items. Let's see, can we play it? Okay. So basically what you would do, yeah, Tappy Chicken. So, um, so now I can, like, show you how good I am at this game, which actually I'm not. Alright, so let's see. Let's try and God damn it. It breaks keyboard. Alright, so there you go, and you exit and you go back into your regular game mode. So that was one of the things that I wanted to do. Oh, thank you, thank you. Um, yeah. I mean, that's um, the ALS packages is really nice, and so this is actually this is in first person, right? But what I've done is I've used another package off of the marketplace for climbing, so I can show you how that works real quick. Let me open up. Where did I put that level? Many carousel maps, game main map. Okay, yeah, there we go. So, um, so this is kind of where some of the what was I going to say? The demo is going to take place, right? So, and there's a little bit more to it, like the bunker that I was telling you about. It got a little big, so, and it's going to get a little bigger. So the climbing I was telling you about actually puts you into third person. So, for example, if I jump into game mode, okay, yeah, why are you're not talking to me? Okay, so jumping into game mode, and let's see, there's like something that I can grab there, and then you can, like, climb down. And if you see, there's, I think it makes sense, especially for climbing, to go into third person, because um, the way that I thought of kind of indicating to the player that you can, like, climb on stuff is actually adding these little markers. So So you'll see that now he goes up to this point, and then you, you know, I'm pressing down, but there's no down. So you can go up or you can go right, but now you can only go to the left. So I'm just pressing left. Uh, you know, it'd be interesting, but I'm not sure if it might introduce frustration because um, you know, like I've tried it in first person, to be honest with you. You know, I've tried it for this in first person, and it was a little tough because like you're up against the wall and you can't really look at where you want to grab it. Like I've seen it in that game from Crytek, you know, Climb. I think for something like that it would work because it was like a VR game, so you know the whole it was centered around climbing. But when it comes to something like this, I think you know having it work like this and being able to look around, uh, I think works a little better. So you know you can like climb all the way to the top. So and I can show you real quick how it looks on a ladder. Hoping that I have that area still open. Uh, yeah, I think the third person for climbing works a little better. So for example, I have this one is actually a ladder. So I think it works pretty nicely to be able to pan around the character and see where you're going. So um, I think it works a little better. Um, and the system was kind of weird. The system itself was a little weird when it went to first. If you kept it in first person on climbing, so I thought, you know, okay, this is a pretty good compromise. That you know it works going to third person when you climb, and then back to first person when you off climbing. Yeah, I think in my case it's actually pretty close. I was able to space the bars uh, pretty well between. Um, so the system is actually like the animations are set for a specific distance between the bars. Yeah, I think it worked out pretty well, you know. And from if you have it in third person, I think it also helps a little bit with that error. So you might be not so likely to notice it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Um, hopefully that makes sense. So, but okay, I think that's gonna be it for me for tonight, guys. I really appreciate you stopping by, and hopefully it was something interesting to see. Um, Probably not as interesting as you know, a speed level build or something, but I'll promise to do some of those. So once I get some of the functionality in place, there's going to be the need to kind of complete the rest of the bunker area. Um, so yeah, thank you Vertex for stopping by. So there's going to be completing the vertex, the sorry, geez, completing the bunker area. There's still quite a bit of stuff to add, you know, like some the ladders down here on this corridor, a bunch of the cave that needs to be to be to be worked on. Um, Also, some of the sounds. Hopefully, the person that I'm working with about for sounds, that's going to be able to get those in. So you know, this elevator is going to be providing some sounds, and of course, you know, finishing off some of the lighting so it doesn't look so bright up in here. And yeah, so that's on the menu, I guess. All right, guys. Well, good morning to whoever's waking up or up, and good night to whoever's going to bed. So Hopefully we'll see you around. I'm gonna try and stream again sometime this week. I'm gonna be doing a move, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to it, but yeah. Uh, Bob Dub, thanks again, dude. So, all right, everyone, peace, and have a good one.